Hey everyone, I'm making this video to talk about the current state of the Alternet project and the community funds that were raised to support it. Right now, those funds are currently sitting in a wallet where they aren't represented by any legally registered entity. And before we do anything else, I want to make sure that this is handled transparently and I'm upfront with the whole community here regarding what we're doing. This video is being made to explain a short document I wrote requesting authorization to spend some of these funds to get a legal registration, to get Raven legally set up and ready to go. And I wanted to make sure that I get clear community input before moving forward. So if we actually look here and I go to the document, and this will be available in the comments section, it will be available in the description, it will be available on our website and our Discord server. I'm making sure to post this everywhere to make sure that it's completely, that as many people as possible can see it. Now, I wrote it today, and it's called the Community Authorization Request for Entity Formation and Initial Legal Setup. Now, I made this document, of course, again, to request funds to actually get Raven set up. So if we go ahead and read through here, the cryptocurrency funds that were raised by the community to support the Alternet project under our group for project-related use. Now, we did actually change our name from the Raven development team to the Raven Technologies group. That happened very recently. At present, these funds are held in a pre-incorporation state, meaning they're being held without a legal entity or business banking structure. To properly safeguard the project, its contributors, its funds, a legal entity and basic administrative framework are required. And this is very important because in any kind of large scale project, as this grows and gets larger, we want to make sure that we're covering our ass legally. And we want to make sure that these funds are protected even from ourselves. We want to make sure, I personally want to make sure that these funds aren't going to be spent on any kind of nonsense that where the community hasn't authorized it, which is, again, exactly why I'm making this video. And I want to make sure that these funds are protected, legally speaking, from any kind of shenanigans, and that we're protected from any kind of shenanigans as well. Now, authorization is requested to allocate 1,000 US dollars worth of the existing community funded balance for the sole purpose of entity formation and initial legal and administrative setup. Now, the amount includes a modest buffer to account for transaction and exchange fees incurred when converting Solana-based USDC to USD. So let me actually show you real quick. So as you can see here, even though this is considered a stable coin, you can still see that $1.70, as of looking at it right now, is it fluctuated again. So you can see that even though this is a stable coin, it still fluctuates, and it's a very negligible amount. It doesn't even count to the percentage here. It's not even a 0.01 of a percent here of the total funds. But this does happen with these currencies, and this is just the way that crypto and stuff works, right? So this is the total fund amount, but then it does lightly fluctuate here and there. So the reason why I included, let me actually fix this here. So the reason why I included this part is because this actually mentions that this happens, and that we want to make sure that it's clear that if it's not exactly precisely $1,000, it may be slightly above or very slightly below, then that's just because of the way the coin works. And that actually goes down, I'll explain it more here. So the requested 1,000 US dollars will be used exclusively for the following: Texas LLC registration and required filing fees. So this is 300 US dollars. It costs 300 US dollars to file an LLC in the state of Texas. A registered agent or equivalent compliance requirements. So any additional requirements that are needed to get the company registered. And this does include a registered agent. So the way this works is, obviously I don't want to put my home address on the public filing. And then also we don't have a physical location, a physical office building for Raven yet. So what's happening is we need what's called a registered agent. Now what they do is they put their address on the filing. This is a very common practice. You'll see it on companies everywhere. But they will have a registered agent who puts this, it's a real address, it is a real building, but it is a registered agent's address instead of your own. And you pay them like maybe 50, 80 bucks, something to that tune, I believe. And that's what you pay them for that kind of service. Now, there is the initial legal consultation and document review related to governance, compliance, and basic contractual matters following entity formation. This is very important. So after we get ourselves set up, what's going to happen is we are going to actually talk to an attorney. and we're going to have them help us figure this out and get this exactly figured out. So after that happens, and then it will also be used for administrative setup necessary to open a business bank account. So obviously, in order to separate my personal finances from Raven's finances, which is really needed, trust me, you really don't want to be mixing up finances of personal and all that. It is important that we have a business bank account. And then this also enables us to be more transparent with Raven's funds. Now, the requested funds will not be used for personal compensation of any kind. That is very important to note. This money will not be used for any kind of personal compensation. Developer payments or contributor payouts, it will not be used for any of that. It will not be used for infrastructure expansion or operational scaling, or marketing or promotion or discretionary expenses. Any minor variance above or below $1,000 USD resulting solely from stablecoin conversion mechanics will be limited to negligible amounts. So that's exactly what I was saying. Like even right here, it's just saying that if it is slightly like maybe $1 above or $1 below, right? Because of the way the coin fundamentally works, then that's something that is just technologically like that is just how the coin works. So if it's slightly above, slightly below, but it has to be limited to negligible amounts. So we can't just say, oh yeah, $50, oh yeah, $100, oh yeah, $500 is a negligible. It has to actually be a negligible amount, right? Like where it wasn't even registering as a single 0.01% kind of thing, right? Now, if approved, the following steps will be taken in order. So we will allocate no more than 1,000 US dollars, again, with that in mind, from the community funded balance for purposes outlined above, which is right here. We will file and complete formation of a Texas-based LLC, again, $300. We'll obtain an EIN for the formed entity. And an EIN is basically like a business's social security number. Obviously, I don't want to use my own personal social security number for business operations. That's a terrible idea. So in order to keep things organized and separate from me personally and then the company, we are going to get an EIN. It's free to get. You get it from, I think, the IRS. You open a dedicated business bank account in the entity's name. So that is going to happen. The local bank that I already have my bank account set up with, we're going to set up a business bank account that's separate from my personal one that is used for Raven. We're going to seek legal guidance from a licensed attorney regarding governance, contracts, and compliance. So this is very important because, again, like I mentioned, we want to make sure we cover our ass legally. We want to make sure that we're not going to get into any kind of trouble with any kind of legal shenanigans. We want to make sure that we are completely up to code and up to snuff so that there is no legal shenanigans that can negatively affect the Alternet project and Raven as a whole. And then we want to transfer the remaining community funds, so the funds that we have right now, under the control of the formed entity. So as from a legal standpoint, from like a court of law looking at this situation, right? From a legal standpoint, these funds are personally owned by me right now. If a legal court of law were to look at it, because there is no legal entity that holds the funds at the moment, it's just me. So the funds technically are just being held by me personally. That is a liability to the funds themselves, to me personally, to all of you. That's just not a good idea. So what would be the best way to go about it is to have a legally registered company that controls and holds the funds, right? And that's going to be the safest route to protect the funds themselves, to protect us, to protect you guys legally. Then we're going to publish a follow-up update summarizing actions taken and expenses incurred, which is very important because transparency with this whole thing is crucial. And that's exactly why I'm doing any of this is after this is all done, we're going to keep track of exactly the expenses that are incurred, exactly how much we spend, where we spend it, a description of why we spent it, and we are going to provide this full summary of all of the actions taken and what happened to all the money. We will provide a follow-up and share it with all of you, and it will be posted publicly for all of you to read, just like this document. So this request is being presented in advance to ensure transparency and alignment. The community feedback and approval will be collected through a clearly designated voting or feedback mechanism within the project's official communication channels. And that is exactly what I should mention right now. So if you go look in the description and in the pinned comment, or if you go look in our Discord server or on our social media or on our website, I'm going to have a big update banner, a big yellow update banner at the top of the website, which links to this document and that vote poll. There is going to be a straw poll. Now, straw poll is a website which lets you do polling, right? Which lets you do a poll. Now, the important thing to note here is that straw poll is an independent third party. I can't control the back end of straw poll, so I can't manipulate the votes. I can't block certain people from voting or anything like that. It will be enabled so that VPN connections can't vote, because that's an optional toggle you can turn on, and I think that's important to prevent people from just mass voting what they want, right? And then it will be limited to one vote per IP address, but then you guys can actually go and vote, and it's a way where we can get an honest to God vote. Now, as far as the comments and everything else goes, I want to know. I want to know what you guys feel about all this. I want to know what you guys feel about how this situation is being handled, how I'm handling it. I want to know what you guys think. If you guys said yes, I want to know why. If you guys say no, I want to know why. I want to know what you guys are thinking about this whole situation, because I'm trying to make sure that I do this in a way where I'm actually respecting the community here, because you guys did an amazing thing for me and for Raven as a whole, because I mean, Raven's been my damn dream, right? Like for years. So, and to see it finally coming true and to see Raven actually growing is absolutely amazing, and seeing it actually becoming a legal entity. But obviously these funds were raised by you guys because you guys believed in the project, and I don't want to let you guys down. And I'm trying to make sure that I handle it as best as I can so that you guys are involved as much as I can let you guys be involved. Where, I mean, these funds aren't my funds, right? You guys fundraise this for the Alternet project. These funds belong to the Alternet project, and that includes you guys. I don't want to, I want to make sure that none of this money is spent without you guys having a clear sign off on it. And that is what I'm trying to do here. So, as far as this goes, please do let me know what you think, how you feel about this entire situation, and vote honestly, because I truly want to know what you guys are feeling here. And I'm let me know what I could be doing better. Let me know if how I'm handling this, and I will make sure to be reading the comments and see what you guys think. So that's really about it. See ya.